The Eminence in Shadow episode 13, and what an ending. This is one of those episodes where it starts normally slow, but wow, at the end of the episode things got really heated, things got really interesting because like I said already, the episode started really slow, really normal, not a lot of things happening, just continuing from the last episode, which of course is normal, but at the end of the episode things got really interesting, really spicy. I mean, that ending was epic. I don't know what exactly it means, to be honest. I don't know what exactly is going to happen in the next episode, but even without knowing it, the ending was still epic, was still really good, which speaks a lot about the ending because again, one doesn't really know what is going to happen in the next episode. One doesn't really know what was Cid planning all this time, but just seeing him act that way at the end of the episode made it really epic, made it really cool. So yeah, and I was actually wondering why he had, I think it was his right eye closed all the time. I was wondering or trying to remember if he had it closed in the last episode, but to be honest I don't remember. And even though we don't get exactly the answer of why he was doing it, we know at the very least it was because he was planning to do something, maybe to escape or to beat the Hero Olivier or something like that. That was very epic, the way he handled the whole situation at the end of the episode with Hero Olivier and the Archbishop. So yeah, and on the other side we had the continuation of what was happening with Delta and all the other girls. And well, basically they fought the Archbishop, and even though he had the advantage because he was closer to the center, and the closer to the center you get, the more powerful he got, and the other girls got weaker. Even though he had that to his advantage, he still got beaten pretty easily, to be honest. I mean, I was expecting it already, to be honest. The Shadow Guardian girls are really powerful. I guess this is not a surprise to anybody, but I actually didn't expect the Archbishop to put up a challenge, especially when he's I think it was the 11 out of 12 most powerful of the Cult of Diablos. So yeah, not much of a challenge from him. And it was pretty cool seeing Delta go all out because we haven't seen that much from her until now. This is definitely the episode that gave her the most screen time, the most dialogue, the most action. And it's pretty cool seeing all the other girls react to her fighting, you know, Oriana, Alexia, even Alpha. We actually didn't know what was exactly her fighting style, and well, now we know. It is almost all the opposite of what Cid does. She's more brute, she's more direct, unlike Cid, or I should say Shadow, which is all, you know, fancy, all smooth, all delicate. And even Alexia says herself that she's basically the opposite to him, that she doesn't even know if she's actually working for Shadow or not. So yeah, that was actually pretty funny. And well, on the other side we saw Epsilon and the other girls, you know, trying to gather information of how to get out of there. And well, there is actually a difference of how to get out of there. I actually was wondering the last episode how they were going to get out of there, and I actually didn't expect that there were going to be different ways to get out of there. I thought there was only one way, and sooner rather than later Cid, the witch, and all the other girls were somehow going to come together and get out of there. But no, I mean, there's actually a difference. I suppose you can say the girls somehow hacked the sanctuary, the system, if you can call it like that, to get out of there. And on the other hand, I guess you can say Cid and the witch have to get out of there the normal way. And going back to Cid and the witch, it was actually a pretty interesting dialogue they had about the witch trying to escape, because it was almost implied that she was going to die somehow. I mean, it is not really said explicitly, but the way she said in the last episode she wanted to be set free, it is explained more in this episode that she says that almost she wants to die or basically disappear, not because she's going to be set free as the quote implies, but because something else a little bit more darker is going to happen. At least that is what the episode tried to imply to us. I actually don't think that is going to happen. I think she's actually going to live. She's somehow in the sanctuary in this state of being but also not being. It's really hard to explain because I mean, she's there gathering memories, but at the same time you can say she's not really alive. It is really weird the situation she is in. I don't know how Cid is going to handle that whole situation. I think she's actually going to live. I'm not really sure, but if I were to guess, I think that is going to be the case, and she's somehow going to get out of there maybe alive and do something else, or maybe even join Shadow Gardens, who knows. But yeah, pretty interesting dialogue they had in there in the middle of the episode. And well, we also saw the Hero Olivier be basically summoned by the Archbishop. I actually thought she was going to fight Alpha, but no, that didn't happen, and I was kind of disappointed when that happened. Of course, not knowing that later on it was going to be even more epic because the Hero Olivier was going to fight Cid. So yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh man, we actually are not going to see her fight Alpha. But then later in the episode, she fought Olivier and everything was fine and well. So yeah, and yeah, I mean, the Hero Olivier is really powerful. You can really see that she's actually a really strong hero. I mean, the way she moves, the way she attacks, the way she does everything, you can clearly see that she's on another level to the Archbishop. I don't know if she's stronger than Alpha and all the other girls, especially Alpha, which I think is the strongest out of all the girls. It would have been actually really interesting to see her fight Alpha, to see who was stronger, but at the same time, I guess we wouldn't have seen the fight between her and Cid, so I guess there is that too. But yeah, going by the episode, it seems that definitely Cid is stronger than her, especially when you take into account that he's in a weakened state. He's really weakened because he cannot use basically any magic at all, especially when you take into account too that he's basically at the very center of the sanctuary. Him going toe to toe with the Hero Olivier, and not even toe to toe, because I think Cid was actually holding back. So yeah, seeing that from him basically says everything about his power, that he's really OP, he's really the most powerful person out of. We don't know still what other enemies they are, but you can pretty much say that he's, if not the most, at the very least in the top 3 or something like that, most powerful people out of all the universe in the Eminence in Shadow. This fight basically told us that without saying it explicitly. And I wonder if something else is going to happen with the Hero Olivier. I wonder if she's actually going to get a heart, in the sense that I wonder if she's actually going to be, you know, a little bit more than just a tool. I wonder if Cid is going to rescue her, or if something more is going to happen with her. If she's going to get, you know, feelings, emotions, and act like a person. If she's going to get out of the sanctuary. If she's even alive, because I don't think it's implied she's alive, but not also dead. I mean, the sanctuary is full of memories, so by default you can say that she's dead, she's just a memory. But at the same time, the Archbishop is actually summoning her. It's not like he's summoning a ghost, something that actually doesn't exist, something that doesn't have power. I mean, she's actually something that you can interact with. So yeah, it's here and there where you see the Hero Olivier as really a person alive, or as someone that is in the past, as someone that doesn't exist. So I wonder what they will do with her, if she's actually going to get emotions, you know, sort of a heart, if she's going to get out of there, if she's going to become an enemy, if she's going to join Shadow Garden. Or yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see that. So yeah, the next episode is going to be very epic. I mean, we're probably going to see the most interesting fight out of all the episodes we have had. The Hero Olivier, which is one of the strongest probably characters out of all the Eminence in Shadow universe, versus the main protagonist Cid. You can already see, you can already sense, you can already guess that it is going to be a very epic fight, a very powerful fight. I wonder how the witch will react, because she doesn't seem like a bad person, to be honest. We see her trying to, in a sort of way, trying to kill her past, you know, her former self when she was a child, but I don't think she's a bad person. At the very least, that is not what the episode is trying to imply. Yeah, let's see what happened with Cid, with the Hero Olivier, with the Archbishop. I don't know if he's going to die by the end of this, with the witch. So, and that was the episode basically. I actually didn't thought this episode was going to be that good, that epic. Not that I thought it was going to be bad or anything like that, because the start of the episode and almost the middle part didn't seem like it was going to be that type of episode where something really interesting was going to happen. But I guess you should never judge a book by its cover, because you should wait and see until the end before you even make a judgment. Because yeah, this is one of those episodes where you should really be watching until the end. So yeah, I think I said everything that I wanted to say about this episode, the main important things that I said about this episode. But yeah, I think that is everything for me. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.